What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're looking at the Chinese zodiac of the tiger and their horoscope for this year. So let's dive in, there's a lot to go through. This year is going to be, for all of my tiger natives out there, a year of development, evolution and knowledge. You will probably find yourself orienting more towards improving your lifestyle. This may be a year where you might take up study, because there is plenty for you to learn and to understand, and you may even start exploring more subtle areas within yourself, so maybe a bit of spirituality as well. And yeah, sort of starting a new process of spiritual development in that regard as well. It'll be a good year for your health and your socio-professional environment in which you are active. So your career, but more so the social aspect of that rather than the actual job itself. So your relationships with your peers, your colleagues, your workmates, whatever word fits there for you, is going to be very good. Alright, Tiger is one of the zodiac signs that generally falls on, and by generally I mean always, falls on an evenly numbered year. Going by the cycle of Wujing, we start with the wood tiger. The last two dates for this, 1914, which seems like there wouldn't be too many of them left. If they've made it to this year, 107, that's not too bad. I don't imagine there's very many, if any, left from 1914. And 1974, the predictions for you for this year is that you need to become a better listener in your relationship. Now, it doesn't state here whether that's a romantic relationship or a working relationship or a familial relationship, but if we take it as a romantic one, because generally when people write the word relationship, that's sort of the first thing I think of, and sort of be a better listener in a relationship tends to seem like that's more the way it's going, rather than, you know, any specific family or work type relationship. But be a better listener in your relationship. And if you want to take it as the broader sense that I did, and just practice listening in all your small relationships so that you can, you know, improve the skill tenfold for that one relationship that needs it, even better. Fire tigers, 1926 and 1986. You will notice how the years are 60 years apart. That is by design. It is a full 60-year cycle for the actual Chinese zodiac to go all the way around. It's not just a 12-year cycle, it's actually a 60-year cycle. But for fire tigers, work hard, be kind, and everything will just sort of fall into place. Everything's going to be fine for you. But just when you're at work, keep your head down, and just sort of generally be nice to people. I mean, if I mean, that's your prediction. Work hard, be kind, and everything will be fine. So if that's the kind of person you already are, we would get along great in a work environment. I love someone who's at work to work, rather than someone who's at work for the for that social aspect. I get it, especially at the moment. Everyone's been in lockdown. But yeah, when you're at work, you should be working. That's why a work-life balance is important. Moving on to our third element, the Earth Tigers. In 2021, the prediction for you simply just states maintain your health and wellness. So if you are an Earth Tiger, which is 1938 or 1998, the tigers closest to my birth year, then yeah, focusing on your health and your wellness is the more important part for you guys. We then move on to our fourth one, the Metal Tigers, 1950 and 2010. This year, you will find a career you love, or all the prediction is that you will find a career you love. So hopefully that works out for you guys. 1950, you guys will be what, 71? So the career you love can be Brain Nomad. In 2010, you're going to be what, 11? So that's a really odd one for those ages. But who knows, it might be at school they discover something or they come across a subject that they enjoy more than any other they've come across before, and that just sort of sparks that little bit of fire inside them. We can hope. And then last but not least, the Water Tigers, 1962 and next year. This will be a year in which you will spend more time with your romantic partner. So that's not such a bad prediction. Money and finance. While you deal with new projects, you'll also face a limited resource of ideas, and you'll be lacking inspiration how to further proceed. Which should not start now look great for you, but it does get better. If you think of changing your job, June is the best month for doing so. Don't be hasty and analyze all the solutions for the future before you throw yourself into a new job. Yeah, that's getting towards the end of the financial year, so changing jobs then probably a good idea as well on that front. But June is just one of many months in, I think it's about a 6-month period in total. That's just going to be all sorts of fun for you. So between June and November, it's best to use all your advantages and your expertise to solve and cover any deficiency which you may have carried over from last year. Again, we are talking about your money and your finances. So if some debts have followed you over because of lockdown last year, between June and November is going to be the best time, or you may even come into the resources that you need to finally get those off your back, which is great news for you. You're not going to be struggling with this forever, because what are we in now, mid-March, so April, May, June, you've only got a minimum 2.5 months left of that struggling, which is, I mean, that's unfortunate, but then after that, you can basically jump right on top of it. Hopefully something comes your way. And June is also that month that you that you've been recommended to, if you've been thinking about it, to change your job. And that may simply just be transferring from one department to another one within your same business, or it could be a complete career change, or anything in between. But that new job is going to hopefully come with much better pay and perks for you. So yeah, between May and October, Tiger Natives will also be focused on long-term financial plans, and should be paying attention to the incurring expenses, and it's also a good idea to review your financial situation and to make the necessary corrections. Deal with this issue carefully and try to avoid any unnecessary spending. because this year renovation and redecoration of your own house will also imply major expenses for the year. But I mean, all that says to me is that if you're doing renovations this year, is that it's the big project you wanted to get out of the way, and that, you know, like those big expenses are going to be like those big items, like the sort of major items that you need in those particular rooms. So for like a kitchen, it could be the plumbing and the electrical being, you know, moved around and stuff so that you can change the layout of your kitchen, for instance. And that to me just says that you're going to be able to do what you want this year as far as renovation and redecoration goes, which is awesome. But again, that does sort of fall into reviewing your financial situation. Make sure you're avoiding any unnecessary spending as well. There's also a temptation to travel abroad, and I get it. Lockdown was horrible to everyone, but that will also lead to additional spending, quite obviously. And it's also a time to focus on an economical option in order to stop the expenses that might exceed your budget. So if you're going to travel abroad, by all means, maybe later in the year though, because at the moment I don't think international borders are quite fully open yet. I think some countries might be, but it all still depends. But yeah, hopefully later this year all international borders will be open again, and you can go to whichever place it is that you so desire. But you will need to sort of look at those economical options as well. Would be a good idea. Love. What is it good for? Well, for tigers, single natives this year will enjoy opportunities that will be created by a new love partner. So singles can look forward to a new relationship, which is very good. But you need to be wary before getting involved in any romantic relationship this year. After the end of May, you'll become emotionally stronger and you'll have a better position to judge in a positive manner the future of any relationships or any future relationships. You will overcome negative experiences that have dominated your previous year, and you'll be able to move on with a great sense of intuition in parallel with consolidating and approaching new romantic relationships this year. This will probably make you appear dominant and full of romanticism and passion, and because of this, you should expect a new stable sentimental relationship. Married natives will face a lot of challenges around, or will have faced a lot of challenges around Chinese New Year, which was when I released the Ox video last month. So if you're a married tiger native, let me know if that resonated in the comments below. That was probably a period dominated by anxiety and maybe even some disappointments, and it will have been a period that affected your emotional well-being and the emotional well-being of your relationship at the time. However, given that one little hiccup there, this is a good year to have a baby or even adopt a child. Hopefully you were able to overcome those anxieties and disappointments and move on as a stronger couple, because for married tiger couples, it's a good year to have a baby or even adopt a child. Your compatibility. You are compatible with the horse and the dog. Easiest way to figure that out is 4 years your junior or 4 years your senior. For tigers, 4 years your senior is a dog, which is me. 4 years your junior would be the horse. You can also just then add multiples of 12 to each of those. So multiples of 12? Multiple of 4 maybe. Yeah, because 8 years your senior is going to be another horse, 8 years your junior is going to be another dog, and then the 12 years is going to be tigers again. So all multiples of 4, excluding any multiples of 12 basically. So 4, 8, 16, 20, 28, 32, etc. Those are the age gaps you want to be looking for. You'll be compatible with them in all aspects. You would also form a good team in business with them, and you'd be a couple that would be worthy of others' envy, which is always nice to have other people be jealous of how happy you are in your relationship and how stable your relationship is. And we did also see that you guys can expect, if you're single, you can expect a stable relationship to start this year for you, which is great. Tigers are not going to be in good relationships with those born in the year of the monkey. This one's always the easiest one. It's 6 years either way. Whenever you look at the circle, it's the animal directly opposite you. If you are in a relationship with them, don't worry. It's not saying that is going to be the worst relationship you've ever had. It just means that as far as compatibility is concerned, according to the Chinese zodiac, it's going to be very difficult, and only through respect, appreciation, and trust will you be able to salvage any sort of relationship. But those things should just be part and parcel of being in a relationship to begin with, shouldn't they? So, your health. In 2021, the health horoscope for Tiger portends that you will be full of energy and vitality, and that you will mainly continue on in the direction in which you started at the beginning of the year. Hopefully for you that's a good thing. Hopefully you got to the beginning of the year and you made a resolution to improve your health. Certainly hope you didn't make a resolution to make your health worse. That would be a bit of a weird one. But yeah, basically this is just saying that you will, if you made that decision to improve your health, and you're heading in sort of that general direction, whatever your specific one might be could change, but as long as that's heading in that general direction, then yeah, because it does say mainly follow that direction. So if it was, go to the gym, say once a week or whatever it might have been, and you find that 1 week you're just super busy, the next week, the day that you plan to go, you're just exhausted and couldn't if you even wanted to, and that's fine, as long as you pick yourself up and force yourself to go the next time you're free and not feeling like death on its lunch break. This will also be the time to prioritize achieving your main objectives in an easy and personal way. In order to avoid any nervous breakdowns, it's best to do everything with patience, in phases, and to give yourself enough time to relax. Basically, this is sort of saying, act as if you've got, severe anxiety. Be very patient with yourself, be very patient with others. If you've got a massive job to do, break it down into small manageable tasks. If it's something that you know is going to take you a couple of days, set yourself sort of little waypoints along the way. Like, okay, this is a like a save point sort of a thing. If you can get to that checkpoint, and that's and that's day one, then you've done enough for that day. You don't have to do the whole thing on the first day. And yeah, take it easy on yourself. Don't continually stress. if you reach that checkpoint and you go on if you reach that checkpoint and you go and do other things, don't continue to sort of obsess over the fact that you haven't finished that first task, especially if it's a bigger one and you know that you've got a plan in place. Just trust that you're going to finish it, and let yourself relax. Tigers will need periods of physical training in order to maintain a good shape. And you also have the capacity to recover when you get, and to also have the capacity to recover when you go through difficult times. So in order to maintain a healthy body, in whatever shape that comes, as well as as well as having the ability to mentally be able to bounce back and be resilient. Physical training, whether that's going to the gym or just going for a run once a week, doing a 5K or something, then that's and mental health can be much improved by avoiding conflicts with those around you. My advice for that would be simply just communicate. That seems to me the easiest way to avoid conflicts. Communicate with people. The tiger is the third sign of the Chinese horoscope and is categorized by the yang wooden element. Now if I'm remembering correct, yang is the white side, the black dot. It's sort of like the brighter side, the more positive energy of the two. Which gives the tigers positive traits of magnetism, curiosity, goodwill, authority, and luck. In fact, a tiger is commonly displayed on the tarot card Strength, which, to no one's surprise, is also the card that represents the star sign Leo. To no one's surprise, big cats will be big cats. As far as your feng shui, favourable directions are north and south. Your lucky colours will be white and silver. Your lucky numbers are 6 and 9, and any numbers comprised of those numbers. I know what you're thinking, head out of the gutter, but also nice. Your favourable months, Chinese lunar months of January, June and October. Now the important part here is that these are the Chinese lunar months. So Lunar New Year needs to be placed sort of in line with what New Year actually is. So the calendar month on the lunar cycle, or January, started in February with the new moon there. So we've just finished the January month. We are now in the February month. I know it's March. Your lunar months are starting in the month following. So January started in February, June will start in July, and October will start in November. And go through till sort of early to mid-December for you, which is pretty cool. Unfavorable months are March and July. Again, March will start in April, so that's the next lunar month, and then July will start in August for you. If your animal sign is tiger, these are the feng shui objects for luck. So keychains or amulets or anything like that that have a dog on them will attract success. Horses will attract courage. Pigs will attract friendship. And either a rhino or specifically here blue elephant will help increase your luck. The interesting thing here is that rhinos and elephants are not on the Chinese zodiac. The others are. Dog, horse, pig, they're all on there. So what the rhino and the elephant have to do with anything, I don't know. The best advice for you guys this year is that your mind is everything. What you think, you can become. That should be your mantra. It should be something that you say before you try to manifest anything, with affirmations and that sort of thing. And it might even be worth your while to, when you get up in the morning, make saying that to yourself in the mirror a part of that, or however it is that you do your morning affirmations. The mind is anything, what I think I will become, and just sort of manifest that. Obviously after that, think of what it is that you want to become. Okay, now let's finish this video off by a month-by-month breakdown of your year. So you will already know how accurate this is going to be based off January and February, and so far how March is going for you. So January, romantic relationships will be stagnant, and it doesn't seem that any special changes will occur in that respect. Single tigers don't have to worry because they will not lack floaty and adventurous encounters. Let that resonate for a second. February. This period is favourable for starting some hobbies, but also for recreational activities with your loved ones. However, after the 13th, some tensions in your love life might occur. An older discussion will resume regarding being too involved in other people's business and spending too little time with those closest to you, or about being too distracted and forgetting quickly about their needs. Your loved ones, the ones closest to you, they have needs as well, and sometimes they might need to talk to you. Being caught up in your own life, isn't good for them. Probably not good for you either. Humans are social animals. We need relationships of many different varieties. It's what keeps life interesting. March. You need attention and special effort during this month in terms of your health. Some problems related to your feet might occur. Depending on the situation, you may need to ask the advice of specialists, and also be careful where you walk. So those so far are the three that you can use to judge how accurate this is going to be for you. April. All the lights are focused on you throughout the month. You have the energy and are in the mood to get involved with many tasks simultaneously, and you'll manage to solve many small issues, especially until the 18th of April. So you'll have sort of more of that energy at the beginning of the month. May, in the first part of the month, it'll bring you a lot of activity in your professional life, especially in your relationships with your superiors or with representatives of other official institutions. If you have to deal with other businesses and stuff, it will seem that you are famous and renowned at work, but just keep in mind that your relationships with your colleagues will be tense. Probably because of all of this attention you'll be getting from the superiors. In June, you will have a pleasant month, but full of all kinds of activities. You'll make many journeys, meet plenty of people, and you'll solve many issues for close friends or members of your family. So June is really going to be a time where it seems that you might make a few sort of more close range domestic travels. Doesn't say here whether or not they're for business or pleasure though, so it could also be lots of work trips in June for you as well. Remembering that June is that month where changing jobs is recommended if you're thinking of that. In July, it says here, you rarely dared to express yourself openly because you always fear that you'll offend others. The issue was that you've never been able to find the right words to express your dissatisfaction without offending, without offending them. And its advice here is simply just to be more relaxed and stop trying to impress others. Know within yourself that you're good enough. You know what you're doing at your job. Trust that the people that have decided to surround themselves with you, and so likewise you with them, want to be there. You don't need to be impressing anyone. In August, during this period, one of your dreams will come true, whether it's about a new house, a journey to a remote destination, so it could be a holiday, or again, it could be a business trip, or making a relationship official. The idea is that you will fulfill an older wish or a project that you've worked intensely on, but never thought you would manage to finalize. In September, if at the beginning of the year you made a lot of plans that you couldn't wait to put into practice, this month particularly will reveal that your ideas maybe were a bit unrealistic. Don't be disappointed though, but try in future to establish some attainable goals. Try not to let yourself get carried away for a little bit at this time. And yeah, sort of maybe it's going to be at this point where you realise that one of your resolutions was very lofty, and you've got to sort of reel it back in a bit so that maybe you can achieve what the desired end goal was next year. But don't despair. You will still get there. I believe in you. October, the news that you've been receiving in the months preceding this may have disturbed you enough to make you feel that nothing good is ever going to happen to you. This is all just a momentary impression, of course, as things will settle shortly. Moreover, you'll have great chances to get a promotion at work, and if you do end up making a job change in June, the fact that you're already up for promotion in October speaks volumes. So you've got this. In November, your financial situation will sort of remain the same, but in your love life, you'll feel like you're standing out. Your relationships are going to be top notch. You're going to feel on top of the world about them. And then in December, this will be a demanding and tiring month in store for you at work, as it, I would imagine, is for most people. The Christmas period tends to get pretty hectic. Your inefficiency can bother your superiors, who have no understanding of your physical exhaustion. More rest and a healthier diet could help get you back in shape. And look, the inefficiency there I don't think is a purely you thing. I think it's just going to be, if borders do end up opening at the end of this year, a lot of people are going to be going overseas and travelling internationally. So there's going to be a lot of tourism, and therefore a lot of global economy being sort of shared. I don't know where I was going with that sentence. I don't know how to finish it properly, but I hope you understand what I meant. And then that's all we've got for this video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you are new here, and please ring that notification bell if you want to be notified when I upload new videos. Again, if you are a Tiger native yourself, comment down below, let me know, especially those last bits, the month by month breakdown. How did that resonate with you? Is this something that you can sort of see? Some things have already sort of started to take shape in those first 3 months, or is this just completely not aligning with you at the moment. Let me know in the comments below, and until next time, guys, keep your head screwed on.